you're gonna say. I know you're gonna say, a haul? Are you kidding me, Jessica? Aren't you decluttering? Didn't you just film like 5 hauls and they're all up on your channel? Yes, and yes. However, this is also one of my jobs. So while I declutter and get rid of things I'm not using or I've reviewed and I decided, you know, it's not my favorite, why keep it when I've got 5 other favorites that I like even more? So with that mindset, I buy new things to try out for you guys, to put on my channel and to see if I like. If I end up reviewing it and not liking it, I pass it on to a sister, a friend. I'm also a teacher, so I can just take a whole bag of goodies to school and let them go through it, which I do from time to time as well. So that's all I'm gonna say about it. Let's get into the haul. I am in love with the new primer. I love it so much. This is the Maybelline Master Prime by Face Studio primer, and it has SPF of 30, but this one, there are a couple kinds. You gotta get the right kind. This is the Blur and Illuminate, and it's like 200. I've tried the one that's the blue one, that's for mattifying or filling pores. I don't know what it's for, but this one I was always turned off when I see illuminating primer because I'm like, there's gonna be glitter and shimmer all over my face. This one does not do that. This one just really moisturizes your skin and gives it a satin finish. So when you put foundation or BB cream, which I've been using BB creams lately, over it, it just makes your skin look that much more natural and healthy and not mattified and dry if you have dry skin like I do. So this stuff is really, really wonderful. It reminds me of the Too Faced Hangover RX primer that I really, really like as well, but way cheaper. So definitely glad I bought that one. The next one I'm gonna do a lip swatch video on. These are the new Maybelline Vivid Matte Liquids. And what I've heard about these is that they don't really leave a matte finish, they leave more of a satin finish to them. So I'm excited to give them a try. I got 3 shades. I got this bright pink called Electric Pink. I got this kind of peachy one called Pink Charge. And then I also got my favorite, which is called Nude Flush. I'm gonna swatch this one for you guys. I'll do a whole lip swatch video on these, but this one is just so pretty that it's worth mentioning right off the bat. It's just such a natural, healthy, fleshy color. So I haven't really tried these out fully yet, but I will soon. But this is my favorite shade out of all of them so far. So this was a time, I mean, this is kind of collective. I bought this stuff over the past week or two, but I bought 2 different shades in 2 different lipstick lines that have been around forever, but I've heard people talk about. One of them is one that I've wanted for years. Why I haven't picked it up yet, I have no idea. But this is the Maybelline lipstick in the shade Born With It. As in, maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. That. And so I thought to myself, back when I heard of this color, wow, if they're gonna name something that iconic Born With It name, it's gotta be amazing, right? And so I've always wanted it. It is this gorgeous kind of very nude but pinkish nude color. My lips are naturally really pigmented, so for me this is actually lighter than my lip tone, but it's still pretty. Now this does have shimmer to it. When I wiped it off, there was like shimmer on my lips still, almost glittery. So if you know you don't like that, you wouldn't like this shade. But if you don't really mind it like me, I mean, it depends. If it's a crazy level of glitter, I'm not gonna like it, but I didn't mind this much, and I think it's such a pretty color. The other one I got was from Covergirl's lipstick line, and it's in the shade Sultry Sienna, and I cannot remember who I heard talking about this here on YouTube, but this formula is so creamy. It's such a pretty color, especially for this time of year, January and February, which is kind of cold, and you want deeper colors, but I don't necessarily want the darkest color ever on my lips. So I really, really liked that. If you're wondering what I'm wearing on my lips, I will tell you in just a second. So the next thing, I got some brow products. 2 of them are kind of weird. One of them is like all I'm ever gonna use for the rest of my life for my brows. I'm not even joking you. Let's start with the 2 kind of ones. This is the Maybelline Brow Drama Clear Brow Gel, basically. And the formula is fine. I used it today, but the brush is what's weird. Kind of has this weird ball on the end, and I don't know, I'm still trying to figure out how to wear it or how to use it because it seems to do okay. What I like is there's not a ton of liquid that comes off, so I don't have to wait for it to dry or kind of tap it off. But I don't know, the brush, I'm gonna use this up probably, but I'm not gonna buy it again just because of the brush. Another one I got that was kind of a dud is the Maybelline Brow Drama Crayon. And I don't know the shade. I hate that they don't put shade names on things, but there's not a lot in it. I was watching Beauty with Emily Fox and she got this as well, and I didn't even think to scroll it up, to twist it up, but she was the one that showed me. I was like, man, she's right, there's really not a lot in it. But It's okay. I mean, it's truly like a crayon, but it just didn't spread out the way I want it to. It didn't disperse the color as evenly. So even when I, you know, kind of lightly filled it in, and then I took just like a spoolie brush and brushed through it, it just didn't look as natural as I like it to look. So for me, I might try it a couple more times, but I just wasn't impressed with the actual formula. One that I was impressed with, both the applicators and the formula, was the Maybelline Brow Satin. So same brand, Maybelline, but way better. So it's a dual-ended one. One side is a pencil, and it's just perfect. You can kind of like, I'll line the bottom of my brow and even the end of it there, and then I'll fill it a little bit. But then the best part is you twist off the other side, and it's a little sponge that dips into powder in there, and it just so evenly disperses a light amount of color. It's so perfect for if you line your brow and then just fill it in really quickly, brush it through and put a brow gel, and that's what I use today. I love it. Okay, so for example, in a given day when I'm getting ready for work, it takes me typically with just an eyebrow pencil like 3 to 4 minutes to do my brows, which I think is too long for my brows. I don't want to spend that much time on my brows in the morning. I think that's kind of ridiculous, but I do. This has cut it to like a minute and a half, maybe even less. I should really time it sometime. This thing is amazing. It's so quick. Like, I wish the shade is not on it, so I need to figure out exactly which one. I think it might be deep brown. I don't know. I'll try and see if I can find it, but I love it. Game changer for sure. So speaking of brows, I also picked up the Milani Brow Shaping Clear Gel. So I bought the Maybelline Clear Gel. It was okay. I just bought this like last night, so I haven't even opened it, but it looks like it's got a smaller actual spoolie on it, so I'm hoping that that'll help me be a little more detailed and precise with it. Now, it's a clear gel, so it doesn't really matter, but for me, I don't need a big old wand up there, so I've got high hopes for this. So I bought a bunch of things from the brand Boots No. 7, which is sold at Target, although I'm learning from you guys that not every Target still sells it, like some of them don't sell it anymore, but mine does, and I don't think it's being discontinued there. I haven't seen like, the stock is full, and you know what I mean, so anyway, regardless, I wanted to mention these because I'd love to do like a Boots No. 7 video and maybe get a couple other products. Let me know if you'd actually be interested in it. Not a lot of people talk about it, but the things that I bought from them just now that I've tried for the past week, I really, really like. So I would love to share that with you guys. First thing I bought was this No. 7 lipstick, and it's their Moisture Drenched lipstick in Romantic. And it's such, you're gonna laugh because all the colors I got are similar. I guess if you've got a taste for a certain shade, then that's just that. It's nice and peachy, but pretty and wearable. It's really, Moisture Drench is a good name for it because it is moisturizing, it's comfortable, it doesn't bleed outside your lips. I've only worn it like twice, so I don't know how it works in all conditions, but so far I like it. This is one that I liked the formula enough, I wanna go get like one more shade. We'll see. I also bought, and I'm wearing this today on my cheeks, a blush from No. 7 called Soft Damson, and it's their natural blush tint powder. And it's just a really soft pink color, but it's not like fake pink. Like, there's a swatch of it right there. I like it because, like, even my Down Boy blush from the Balm, I love, it's a matte pink blush, but it's kind of a fake pink. And while I like that from time to time, for every day, if I put too much on, then I'm having to do like more work to blend it in more, whereas this, it's kind of foolproof. You can just apply a bunch, you hardly need a mirror. It just ends up looking so nice. So I really like the look this gives me. If you've got a light skin tone like me, you'd like it. I think if you've got a much deeper skin tone, this might look ashy on you just because of the color. But I see, again, this is another one I want to try another shade in because I really was impressed. And it seems to stay on all day as well. Another No. 7 product, it's their Radiant Glow Concealer. And it reminds me of the YSL ones where you click the back and it's just a little brush. I have tried blending this in with a beauty blender, with a brush, and with my finger, and I've noticed that I really like the way my finger does the job. So I'll just take it and swipe like 3 little lines there, take my ring finger and just pat it in, and it blends in seamlessly, and it looks nice all day. It's brightening without looking fake, and that's what I really like about it. I'm starting to realize, you know, I'm kind of developing my taste with that, and you know, certain pinky tone ones just don't look good on my skin because I do have more of a yellow tone to it. So I'm starting to weed those out of my collection and get more yellow tone ones. So I wouldn't consider this super yellow tone, so if you're neutral, I think you'd be fine. I still think this would look good with cool tones as well, but I really like this stuff. I also bought 2 mascaras I haven't opened yet. I'll let you know when I do. This is the number 7 Stay Perfect Long Lasting Volume brush, and I just liked the gold packaging, to be honest. And then this is the number 7 Maximum Volume one. So I'm waiting. I have like 4 mascaras open right now, which I hate. I like having 1, maybe 2 open. So I'm making myself wait on these, but I will let you know. Once I do the Boots video, these will be open so you guys can see them. So speaking of concealers, as I was talking about before, this is one of my favorites. I've repurchased this so many times. This is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. Has a little sponge on top. You twist so the product gets into the sponge. This is in the neutralizer shade, which is more yellow tone. I used to get the brightener one, which I loved, but it's very, very whitish pink. And so on my skin tone, I would put it, I would blend it, it would look great. But when I would look at it in any other lighting, like at work, it's too much. It's too different than my own skin tone that, yes, it's bright, but it's not necessarily flattering on me. So this seems to be a lot more flattering. I've only used it a couple times, but I like this shade a lot. So I'm so excited to have this again because I haven't had one of these in a while and I love them so much. It's one of the few concealers I've actually used up more than once. Like I buy it, use it up, buy another one, use it up. I love them. Back to Target, since we were talking about Boots number 7, I also bought a Sonia Kashuk gel liner. What do they call it? Dramatically Defining Long Wear Gel Eyeliner. And it's just a little pot like this. And I've only used it a couple times. It's a very, if you know much about gel and cream liners, which it's my favorite version of liner ever. I wear it every day. There's like really creamy formulas and then there's really dry formulas. Neither one, they both end up lasting all day, I've noticed, but it just depends on how you like to apply it. So for me, I would prefer a wet one over a dry one because they just, if you've got a really good brush for it, you can just whisk it out, fill it in, and it's done. This one's a little bit drier of a formula. I still like it and I'm still going to use it, but I almost have to practice again how to apply drier gel liners. So will I buy this again? I don't know. I need to use it some more to decide. Probably not. I also purchased a mascara that I've loved. This is the Maybelline Lash Discovery Mascara. It's got a teeny tiny, tiny, tiny little brush. I use it for my lower lash line. I get it in waterproof because I don't put it on my upper ones. I only put it on the lower ones. And my eyes water. I'm also emotional, so if I cry, it doesn't go anywhere. I wore this on my lower lash line on my wedding, if I remember correctly as well. It just does a great job of really defining those and without getting too much on it, too much clumping, anything like that. It's awesome. I also got from Influencer, which it's a website you can sign up, you can take surveys and get free goodies sent to your house. It's awesome. And anyone can do it. You don't have to be like a YouTuber or anything. I got a Covergirl Vox Box from them, and in it, this Covergirl True Naked palette came in it, and it's in the shade Roses. Now, I've swatched the golden one. They have 3 of these palettes. There's a golden, there's another one. Do you guys know what it's called? I'll list it up here. And then there's the Roses. The Roses is the best. It is the most blendable, the most pigmented. It's the prettiest, in my opinion. And I own this one. I've only swatched the others, so I haven't gotten to use the others, but that's even what I've heard here in the YouTube community. I really, really like this one. If you're dying to try one, I would say try the Roses one. They're super pigmented. They can be powdery. Here's a swatch of them. You can see all the powder. So they're not perfect shadows. But if you tap off your brush before applying it, they're still really beautiful. They blend pretty well. Are they as good as like Too Faced? No, because those are my favorite shadows and that's hard to beat. But they're really, really nice even still. If you're trying to watch your budget, these are still kind of pricey. I mean, the drugstore palettes aren't like $5. I wish they were, but they're not. But if you can get a sale on it, you can get a better deal. So I do like it. In that same box, they also sent the Plumpify mascara. This mascara is not bad. The brush is interesting. It's a really, really big brush. Really, really big. And it kind of tends to clump a little bit, but I don't know, it doesn't hold the curl as well as a lot of other mascaras from the drugstore do. Like the L'Oreal Voluminous, I love, it holds the curl all day. This one doesn't hold it as long, it doesn't separate. It does add some volume, so it's not bad. I'll still use it up, but would I buy it again or recommend it like as a #1 awesome product? No. So take that for what you will. So I also bought some nail polishes. The one I'm wearing on my nails right now is actually only like $2 or $3. It's from Sinful Colors and it's in the shade Rose Dust. I just think this color, it is my favorite color, like a pinkish purple, like lavender. And these are great because they're pretty opaque and you don't need a second layer, which means they're less likely to chip because there's not as thick of a layer on top of your nails for something to get under and pull up. So I really like that. I think it's just a really pretty everyday color. I just love it. And then one of my favorite nail polish lines ever is the Sally Hansen gel ones, Miracle Gel. This one's in the shade Game of Chromes. I thought that name was hilarious. But it came like in a dual pack. These were actually on clearance, so I don't know if they're discontinued or not. With the gel top coat, which I'd never tried. I've been using it. It's pretty good. I've used it with Game of Chromes earlier this week, and it stayed on my nails for like longer than ever, to be honest. I just put this on today. I didn't do a great job. I was kind of in a rush, and I put this on top of it, so I'll have to let you know if it's any good or not. I also purchased some makeup remover wipes. These are from Up and Up, which is Target's brand. They're similar to the Neutrogena ones. I don't use makeup wipes on my face anymore. I mean, not that I never will again, but right now I'm not. I'm just using like cleansing water and a cotton pad. But I bought these to wipe off swatches and things, and then in a pinch, if I need it, I can use it on my face as well. So I've used a couple. It wipes off. I just wiped off those swatches. It did a pretty good job. The true test will be the next things I show you because they stain. So I placed an order on Colourpop's website, and what's awesome about Colourpop is that if you want to use glitter on your lid, when you use a loose glitter, you're more likely to have fallout. Whereas with this, it's got glitter in it, but there's not typically fallout because it's a formula. So Tyler and I do this thing where we want to remember to tell each other about parts of our day, like something that happens or something we learn about. So we'll just text each other and say keyword and then whatever. That way, when he comes home later, I can say, okay, you said keyword stuffed animal. What was that story about? Which that is what he just, what is the keyword? I'm so intrigued. But we do that. Does anyone else do that? It's pretty nice because then you don't forget about what your day was about and you remember what you want to tell your significant other about. All right, wow. So I got two more of their eyeshadows. So this first one I picked out, I was looking at swatches online to pick these out. This is in the shade Lovely. I've clearly already used this. It's more of a golden one. Oh my gosh, these are so pretty. I actually put Lovely on my lids today, but I ended up covering it with so many other shadows that I don't know that you can necessarily see it, but I love this shade and it's so pretty just on its own. And then the other one I picked out is called Girly, and it's more of like a white. It doesn't have glitter in it, but it does have this sheen to it that makes it so, so pretty. There we go. Kind of like a sort of golden sheen. These are all so gorgeous. So that's I Heart This. This is Lovely, and this is Girly. Aren't those pretty? So I also got some of their lip products. I hadn't tried any of their matte lip sticks or matte lip colors, you know what I mean. But first I got a lip liner because I've heard they're pretty good. This is their Lippy Pencil in Bound, and I'm wearing it today. It's that perfect super matte dusty mauve color. I mean, it's one that I have like Max Soar, but that is the driest lip liner I've ever tried. So I think I'm gonna get rid of it. Now that I'm saying it out loud, they are so dry and I shouldn't have to work at it. And frankly, they don't even stay on that long. So I think I might just get rid of those. Even though it breaks my heart, I think I'm gonna, because this is way better and it stays in place longer and it's creamier. Anyway, so I also got 3 of their Ultra Matte Lip Creams. This one I'm wearing today is in Bumble, and these suckers stain, so just be aware, which can be good if you want it to stay on your lips forever, but they stain. So Bumble is just this really pretty kind of brick colored color. I mean, I don't really know. It's not bricky, but it's kind of bricky, like sienna. I don't know. The next one I got was in the shade First Base, and it's just a really, really pretty pink. Like that. I think that's gorgeous. And then the next one I got is a little bit deeper, called Bad Habit. A little bit deeper than Bumble, a little more berry toned. I've been wearing Bumble for about 2 hours. I've been drinking coffee the whole time and I haven't reapplied it. So now I did put on top of it, so I told you I lined my lips with Bound. I put Bumble on, let it dry, and then I took this Maybelline Vivid Matte Lip in Nude Flesh and I put it on the center and then kind of went, and then I just kind of patted it so it kind of cleaned up the lines a little bit. So that's kind of the combo I went with, and I actually really like it. I think it makes my lips look a lot more dimensional than usual, which is nice. So those are all of the things I've gotten recently from the drugstore. Everything I purchased except for those 2 things from Influencer, but everything else I bought. I'm also about to film a Sleek haul, which I haven't decided what order they'll be up, but if the Sleek haul is up, I'll put it right up there with that little eye. If you click on it, you'll see a bunch of videos. or down below, I should say. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed. I hope that you'll subscribe to catch more of my reviews of some of these products and also more hauls, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.